miracles that we will use to ponder today. Greta, environmental activists once said, and why should I be studying for a future that soon will be no more, when nobody is doing. Now, I want everyone to remember the trend, hashtag 10-year challenge. Imagine yourself 10 years ago. Certainly, everyone here must have looked different. This time, I want you to imagine a plastic bottle. In 10 years' time, it should also change, right? But no! Even in 10 years, 100 years, or more, it would still look the same. Allow me to use this for 50 million tons of pollution, just in Earth's oceans and waters. And most of that is plastic. The Pacific Garbage Patch, a large area in the ocean where trash gathers, according to National Geographic's report, has grown to about 3 times the size of France, or about 2/3 of Indonesia's size. That's massive. However, the waters aren't the only thing we're damaging. Right now, someone's polluting the air, someone's polluting the soil. We are damaging our homeland. What can we do now? How can we, as the future generation, put an end to this issue? Through simple actions, we can already help, starting with the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle. We can reduce waste in order to produce less rubbish. Currently, the zero-waste lifestyle has been gaining more and more popularity. With this lifestyle, people aim to reduce the amount of rubbish going around. And by taking upon the decision to change, they have greatly reduced the amount of trash they contribute. Second, we should use the stuff we once used, most especially when they are still in condition to be used. Let's say when we go to lunch and we brought some packaging from home. Instead of using a single-use styrofoam container, why not use a washable container? This way, we could also save some money, right? Last but not the least, recycling. It is simply using something again, differently to what was used before, with little to no alterations. Compost is a part of recycling, as it's changing organic material into bio-friendly fertilizer. Recycling isn't only for the government to do, we too can do it. Have any of you seen those life hack videos all over social media right now? That's a part of recycling as well. This task of cleaning up our mess is difficult, and I admit it may be. But let us also remember that many life solutions can come from simple things. In this case, applying the 3 R's can greatly contribute not only to making our country free from pollution, but also in making Indonesia greater and better. Knowing the fact that natural resources can greatly affect the country's economical growth, we have to take into account to keep on preserving our nature and our environment. Preserving the environment is not only for adults, but for everyone, especially us as the future generation. Let's not wait for superheroes to come and save our country, for it's ours. Let us be responsible citizens in making Indonesia cleaner and greater. In conclusion, I challenge everyone in this room, the adults, the youths, especially the future generation, to ameliorate Indonesia's condition. A challenge to advance our Indonesia to have clean and improved environments.
Tepuk tangan untuk Zaiwani Henadin Yunika dari Manado. Alright, sekarang waktunya Dewan Juri memberikan pertanyaan untuk kamu ya, tapi satu orang saja. Who will give the question? Okay, please Tessa French.
Another great speech on the
Thank you.
environment. So, tell me one of your favourite ways of going green and helping the environment.
Thank you for your question. For me, I would like to start from simple things for now. I've started to stop using plastic straws and bringing my own bags when we go shopping. But also something I really like to do is to join my science club in my school. We have programs to clean up the environment like coastal cleaning and also campaigns to show other people that this is something extra necessary for us to do. In the future, I'm planning to start on the zero-waste lifestyle that I mentioned before, so that I can contribute even more to preserving the environment.
Excellent answer, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tessa, friends from Japan School. Okay, good luck ya. By the way, how to pronounce your name?
It's Dioleni and I'm in Erlangga Pride.
Tuh kan, susah kan? Susah. Oke, it's quite difficult to spell your name. Oke, baik kalau gitu terima kasih. Panggilannya apa?
Sorry.
It's quite simple. Zai from Manado. Silakan. Kenapa nggak aku tanya dari tadi ya nama panggilannya Zai? Susah sekali namanya. Kasihan ya dia kalau ujian akhir tuh bunder-bunderin tuh susah tuh nyarinya tuh. Z-Y-W-A-L. Oke Zai, by the way good luck. Dan tentunya kita akan melangkah ke peserta selanjutnya. Kayaknya kurang semangat. Erlangga Talent Week. Erlangga Talent Week. Kayaknya di belakang ada suaranya. Ya, ini kayak di bioskop ya, yang belakang pasti suka diem, mojok gitu. Itu di atas tuh, halo, hai, oke. Ini pendukung dari mana ini? Bali? Let's go. Samarinda, oke. Oke, semangat Bali, oke Bali, that's good Bali. Nanti, Bali gimana ya? Bali masih jauh, oh nanti SMA kayaknya ya. Iya sabar. Iya sabar. Oke, kita akan melangkah ke peserta selanjutnya. Ini jauh banget asli. It's far away. Dia datang dari Cibinong. Aku tanya, dari Bali ke Cibinong jauh nggak? Jauh kan? Aku nggak bilang jauh dari sini, jauh dari Bali ya. Please sambut kita peserta selanjutnya dari SMP Al-Azhar Syifa Budi Cibinong, Putri Sekar Arum Jati.
The other day, my mom told me about a funny thing that happened when she hung out with her friends. They were gossiping about an already married friend of theirs who they had seen with another man. They watched her from afar and concluded, with barely any evidence at all, that the woman had been cheating on her husband. Another friend came into the conversation and said, "Oh, that was her big brother from overseas. They hadn't met in such a long time. She introduced him to me when I bumped into them earlier that afternoon." And everyone went silent. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how hoax works. Feeding on your curiosity. Fact is, people love the lie more than the truth. For the lie is much more interesting and attracts more drama than the real yet boring truth. Honorable judges, teachers, parents, and my fellow students, I am Jojo from Al-Azhar Syifa Budi Cibinong, and I want to share some tips on how to stand against online abuse. The reality is that hoaxes, hate speeches, and social media abuse have become our breakfast companions. For it is believable, persuading readers such as myself to become online abusers. Some cases of hoaxes about child kidnappers in Indonesia have caused much pain to many mentally disabled people. Hate speeches, merely based on prejudice, mostly for political goals, have destroyed people's lives. And social media abuse, you all know about Lady Gaga, right? In 2004, a Facebook page made about her by a group of 12 girls from the same university as her, titled Stephanie Germanotta, You Will Never Be Famous, is still active to this day with no other purpose than to harass her. That is called cyberbullying, one of the many types of online abuse. Others include cyberstalking, creeping, grooming, and sexting. Some of these things have caused some unfortunate people to end their own lives. For the world, social media abuse tears apart our unity and humanity. Sad, isn't it? Then what can we do to stand against it? Well, there are many articles that show you how. I summed up some of the best for you and also added some of my own opinions. First of all, don't believe in everything you read. Fake stories tend to play with your emotions. Find its authenticity. Second, believe only reliable sources. Beware of the blogs, tweets, personal websites, and the sources with a URL that end in .html or .com. Third, visit fact-checking websites such as factcheck.org or International Fact-Checking Network. How about if you become the victim? Block whoever's bullying you on social media or mobile and report it to the internet service provider or mobile phone provider. Yet, keep upsetting messages, emails, and posts in case you need to report it. Use passwords to protect your device and don't let anyone know about it. Consider changing your phone number if the bullying is done by phone. Keep the new one private. Never reply. If you do, they will consume you. Share your problems to your family, friends, or trusted person. Last but not least, keep on doing your best. If Lady Gaga ever let herself down, she would never be as successful as she is today. And for me, to all of you, is to read a lot. Fill your head with writings from great authors. Evaluate them. Be thirsty for new knowledge. By understanding a lot, no one will be able to fool or degrade you. Remember, there are many ways for bullies to break you down, but great people choose to fight. They survived and stood up against all odds. Be great and unforgotten. That would be your sweet, sweet revenge. I hope this speech would be an inspiration to all of you. Thank you very much to be here today. And bear in mind these words. I am worth it. Break the leg, everyone!
Putri sekarang Jati Cibinong. Oh, it's very powerful speech. Oke, kita akan beranjak ke Dewan Juri. Judges, who will ask? Okay.
Thank you. That was a very interesting speech. You made some great points. And it is easy sometimes to be sucked into stories that we read online.
Yeah.
I've probably been fooled myself once or twice. Do you think that there's an appropriate age for younger users? Or what would be your advice on what's a good age for children to start using?
For younger children to...
Yes.
Well, in my personal opinion, younger people under the age of 13 should really be on the internet, honestly, because their brains are not very developed yet. And for teens, that are on the internet, is to because they are developed enough to learn, Well, when they find some kind of like hoax or something like that, they should be able to decipher if it's right or wrong, try to find out if it is true or not by themselves, and not just blindly believe it and go on with it.
Great response. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oke, thank you Judge, thank you Michael Miller. Terima kasih untuk Putri Sekar Arumjati. Tepuk tangan sekali lagi. Putri Sekar Arumjati SMP Al-Azhar Syifa Budi Cibinong. Silakan kembali. Alright. Makin naik jenjangnya itu makin sulit kita untuk mengerti ya dia ngomong apa ya. Karena ngomongnya sangat-sangat fluent sekali. Lanjut, kita akan beralih ke another finalist from New Week. New Week. Dari mana? Pekanbaru. Now you got it. Kita sambut langsung saja dari SMP Dharma Yuda Pekanbaru. This is Timothy Ekel Hakante Pane.
Three students from Palangkaraya have just found the cure for cancer. A Balinese young man created a biodegradable plastic material that dissolves in water and can't even be drunk, hence saving this earth. A couple of high schoolers from Malang are very eager. It's a green energy. News everywhere, left and right, talking about the young generation making a turn for the betterment of our nation. Allow me to commence this occasion by saying that it is a great honor for me to deliver a speech here in the big leagues, and I'd like to thank the organizing committee for such moment. Today, I would like to speak about, as according to my previous statements, what contributions can the youths make for the better and greater of Indonesia? Thus, what is youth? The youth is the hope of the motherland. This is just one of the idioms that one Philippine national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, once enunciated. This means that the future of our nation lies in the hands of the youth of today. For so, the youth have the power to reshape this nation's appearance. Nowadays, youths are more advanced and developed from the past youth used to be. They have more free to think, what they feel, and can express their thoughts and ideas. In this innovative world of technology, they can easily get every information they need. We are fearless, brave, impetuous, dynamic, and self-confident. We have the ideas, the creativity, and great energy to shape a better world. We are full of hope, and through innovation and imagination, we are problem solvers and have great potential to generate a social change in this world. We are fresh, radical, quirky even. We have a mind of our own. We live in the moment. Instead of saying, I should have, we say I will. Because our thoughts make our world. We are in a continuous search for transcendence that generates the desire of having environments, countries, communities, and even families. Through globalization and technology, the world has even become smaller with unlimited possibilities of connection. In the history of our nation, Indonesia, many young people have taken important roles in ameliorating this nation. Starting from the Youth Pledge, or Sumpah Pemuda in 1928. Sumpah Pemuda was a manifestation of the unity of the Indonesian youth. Incredible. So now, what are the concrete ways we can do to contribute to our country, Indonesia, or even the international community? First, I tell you, join an organization, youth organizations, specific. Youth organizations in question are organizations that empower youth to nation's progress, foster youth discussion forums that have insight, train youth in leadership, and many more. Some of you here may be thinking, what? Do we have to join a movement or something? No, you don't. Start small. In junior high school, we have the Students' Council. We can join them. Second, 2 words, be different. Think outside the box. Don't always follow things the orthodox way. In a way, should always be creative and be visionary. See things from various points of views. And lastly, never, and I mean never in a million years, once start to stop dreaming. Dreams are what shape this modern world. How do you think was the helicopter founded? You guessed it. From dreaming of flying on a dragonfly. Moreover, never stop learning about your dreams. Because only then, and only then I tell you, will you ever reach that dream of yours, make it come true, and help make this nation thrive. So, as young leaders of the movement, we should not lose the value of self-respect. We are all capable to make the right decisions to fulfill our dreams. Most importantly, to do things together, because the future belongs to those who believe in their own power, and there is no power like the power of youth, because the power of youth doesn't stop. I thank you all for your kind attention, and I'm looking forward to another opportunity of seeing you all again. I'm Timothy Ekel Hagatapaning, Narmida Junior High School, Pekanbaru. Thank you all very much.
Timothy Ekel Hagatapaning from Pekanbaru. Boleh di sini, brother? Oke, tos dulu lah, mantap. Keren banget, suara kamu enak loh, sangat enak didengar. Why don't you join Chillock? lucu ya. Oke, sekarang langsung aja ke judges. Justin. Yes.
Right. My question for you, I'm already old, so I'm not worried too much about the future. I won't be here much longer. But your theme is, youth empowerment, and I just wondered, can you give me some reasons why I should feel optimistic about the future?
Why you should feel optimistic? Oh, because the future is for all of us. We all have a bright future ahead of us. So it's not only you who live in this world. Sorry to say that. So we all must be like, we have to think about each other. That's the point of my first point. Join an organization, because it really helps you to think about other people's, and it really helps you to train your leadership too.
All right.
So my point is, you have to always be optimistic for your future, because we don't know what our future holds for us. You may be live until 200, no one knows.
Wow, 200 something years. Amazing.
All right, thank you very much. Well done.
You're welcome.
Alright, thank you Justin Roberts. Tepuk tangan sekali lagi untuk Dewan Juri, boleh?
But sadly, not much has changed after that. In fact, things are getting worse. People seem to not realize the harmful effects of smoking, even though researchers have proven that nicotine is far more addictive than heroin, alcohol, coffee, and also marijuana. Because of that, we need to know how to prevent on smoking to underage people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's actually very sad to accept the fact that Indonesia's population from the age 10 to 14 who smoke have doubled for the past 20 years, and has at least tripled from the ages 5 to 9 years old. Not only that, but Indonesia has not signed the World Health Organization Convention on Tobacco Control. This means that Indonesia is still selling out cigarettes for the extremely cheap prices. Not only that, but cigarette advertising is not forbidden. You can even buy 30 packages of cigarettes at the same price as one in England. You see, what's even sadder is that Indonesia is one of the few countries that is known for its world's largest tobacco market. The government needs to stop the industry from wooing younger people to avoid our country from chronic smoke-induced disease. Reported by Prime News, over 600 people, I repeat, 600 people a day died to this problem. When will governments, when will all of us react to this serious issue? Ladies and gentlemen, you said it out yourself. Future generations matter. You see, us as future generations are given the task to make a better Indonesia. But how are we supposed to do that if we're stuck in this kind of situation? Indonesia's productivity are in a threat due to this issue. Educating younger people about the harmful effects of smoking. That's one solution. Another solution is to stop the myth that smoking is cool. You see, younger people tend to smoke because they think through smoking, it makes them cooler and it makes them higher than everybody else around them. But the fact is, what makes you cool is to be smart, to have good grades, to make your parents proud. Smoking is not one of them. However, solutions without supportive environments are pointless. Being selective towards your friends in this modern era is also very important. Not only that, but social media is a huge role in youth smoking as well. Being selective towards social media, such as making campaigns to your nearby friends so that they could also make an anti-smoking content. Until this whole perspective on this smoking is cool thing finally gone. If Indonesia fails to achieve the goals on making a smoke-free environment for Indonesia, a huge burden of chronic smoke-induced disease will cover this country. It's not only about cigarettes, but it's about you, me, and a better future for this country without smoke. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that seemed to be the end of my speech today. And I hope through my speech I can change for a better Indonesia without smoke. I am Jasmine Laura Sabrina from Al-Azhar 14 Junior High School, Semarang. Thank you for your attention and good morning.
Jasmine Laura Sabrina Semarang. Alright, well done. Oke, langsung aja ke judge. Silahkan, please test our French.
Great speech about not smoking.
Thank you.
Definitely an issue here in Indonesia because a lot of people smoke.
Yeah.
How could we push them in the right direction?
It basically starts with ourselves. If we know about the harmful of smoking, then we wouldn't even smoke. I mean, some of the people that I know smoke because they think their smoking makes them cool, and they said that it makes their problems go away. But if you look at it again, through smoking, you make much more problems, such as you can have lung cancer and chronic smoke-induced disease. And so by that, it actually starts with ourselves. If we want other people to stop smoking, then we have to start with ourselves, such as know the real problems of smoking. And then if you see other people around you that smoke, try to tell them that it's not bad, that it's bad for them and it's not good for their health. And if they can't stop, then they know their consequences.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you for asking Jas. Terima kasih banyak untuk Jasmine Laura Sabrina SMP Al-Azhar 14 Semarang. Yes, you have to keep that words in mind.
267 million of population with different varied types of ethnic, religion, culture, and languages. In fact, our country is dominated by its young generation. Sadly, our young generation are underestimated and called as mid-teen generation because most of us really like to waste our time playing games and willing to do anything to gain fame. But here, I come to change our perspective about mid-teen generation because we actually have more potential than the previous generations if we utilize our technology improvement and its supporting facilities like books wisely. And now, I want to give you guys my mid-teen steps to make Indonesia even better. The first one, let's do self-improvement. Yes, evaluate yourself because this will lead you to be a better person. More specifically, you can start to reduce bad habits, try to read books, ask for feedbacks, or even learn from your own friend. Second one, change your study system. I mean, the basic thing we need to do, of course, to understand what are we studying, rather than only reading and memorizing. Besides that, we need to try to reduce cheating cases at the test. I mean, maybe we are not one of them who are cheating at the test. Let's be honest and leave ourselves. After that, we need to study the way we like. Example, by reading in the silence, reading while listening to the music, watching educational videos, or even e-learning any way you like. The third one, stop social media abuse and hate speech. These types of cybercrime are useless. Also, do you feel that our modern technology improvement has already changed our lifestyle as a society? Yeah, this is normal and happening around the world, also in Indonesia. Here in Indonesia, hoax is everywhere. But sadly, hoax is not the only thing. Hate speech cases also happen in the social media in the form of humiliation, disrespectful acts, provoking, spreading fake news, and all the behavior that has a purpose or acts of discrimination, violence, or even social conflict. I mean, there are several challenges exist in social media where users can read information and communicate freely as desired. One of them is the social media abuse. Usually, it's raised by someone who is not responsible to attack a person or a group of people. So, what is the solution then? The solution is by critical thinking. Yes, critical thinking. Think before you act and think logically, so that you will realize that those cases are useless. The fourth one, dream big. Okay, imagine this, guys. Imagine that you need to reach, you need to take, you need to achieve your dream up there. I mean, it seems impossible, right? But you need to always try
try it. Try to find the best way. Try to find the best path and strategy to reach your dream. When you fail, don't change your dream to a lower level so that you can reach it easily, but change your strategy. And don't ever stop, even though you're tired. But stop when you reach the dream already. Okay, last but not least, I want to give you an important word. It's called as chai. Yeah, chai itself in Sundanese means water. So what's the point? What is the relation between chai and water? Chai itself is the terminology of creation, aspiration, and innovation. These words come from idea. As we know, idea comes from everywhere, anywhere, anyone, even anytime. Similar to water, right? So, be creative, innovative, and open-minded with those ideas so that we, together, can bring Indonesia to be even better in its economic growth, political security, even its people quality. Think big, dream big, believe big, and the result will be big. I'm Erlangga and I am signing off.
Yang di SMP Bakti Bandung. That's quite inspiring. Okay, kita akan langsung ke judge. Please, Michael Miller.
A great speech, thanks very much.
Thank you.
We do tend to sometimes use our devices for too long a period of time. Do you think it's important to have a balance? Is it okay to spend some time on our devices? And if so, what do you think would be an appropriate amount of time to spend on our devices for the purpose of leisure or entertainment each day?
Okay, thank you for the question. So the appropriate time to use devices, right? Usually, myself, use devices in my spare time when after I do my homework or maybe after I'm studying for the test. And that means I don't waste my time on playing phones. But meeting generation is the one who wastes their time on playing gadgets, in playing devices, in playing games. Yeah, so they not prioritize those homeworks, not prioritize those tests, but they prioritize their own them. But they prioritize their own them. Devices, I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you. Great answer.
Alright, thank you Judge Michael Miller. Alright bro, high five bro. Oke, Bandung dingin sekali. Tangan kamu pegang.
First of all, let us thank God for His love that He has given us until today. My name is Michelle Eva. I'm from the Margie Junior High School, Surabaya. I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity, and it is a pleasure for me standing in front of all of you to present a speech about what contribution can the youth make for a better and greater of Indonesia. What is youth? The United Nations defines youth as persons within the ages 15 to 24. People in this range of ages has high potentials to do many things. These things could be two different poles, the bad and the good. It is easier for us to see the bad things when the damage and destructions happen in the youth society that leads to the nation's problems. However, we want to talk more about the potentials and good things that youth can make. The youth today are generally healthier, better educated, enjoy greater access to knowledge, and are more connected with the rest of the world than the previous generations. Youth today are healthier because nowadays they live with more nutritious foods, more knowledge about health, and more good lifestyle options. They are better educated since education has established better than the previous years. Most of us nowadays realize the importance of education and go to school. Or at least, we try to finish our education in certain paths. Thank you for the internet era and all the applications. They have given us more access to get any knowledge. It seems like there is no more excuses to say, I don't know this, or I don't know that. Youth today are more connected with each other because of the latest technology through the internet and mobile phones. Thus, there is endless communication. Based on those four positive potentials, youth indeed can give a great contribution for a country and its nations. Some contributions that the youth can make for Indonesia, such as, first, be proud to use more Indonesian products. Wearing or using more Indonesian products in any occasion is a good way to show our pride being an Indonesian. Then, always behave in a good attitude and manners. Being polite and give respect to the elders and diversity are some of the characteristics of Indonesian personality. Always promoting Indonesia in any positive events around us is another good contribution, isn't it? One of my experience in promoting Indonesia when I was in a student exchange program with Australia. There, I taught them about our culture. They were really interested in it, especially with our traditional dance, the kuda lumping dance, our traditional food, the delicious dadar gulung, and of course, bahasa Indonesia. Do you know that in the Western Australia, bahasa Indonesia is a compulsory lesson for the pre-primary school students until the senior high students? We should be proud, right? As the Indonesian youth, moreover, we as Indonesian youth must have self-esteem. We must have self-confidence and never give up to chase our dreams for this future, for this nation. Then followed by being persistent of what we are doing now. The result will never betray the effort. Last but not least, be smart in your acts. Consider all the consequences of your activities in relation with the community, especially through the social media things. Well, based on the 2010 data census from the Indonesian Statistics Center, there were 237,641,326 population in Indonesia. Based from these numbers, we know that there are a lot of youth in Indonesia. So, in my opinion, by combining this great number of youth in Indonesia with the potential that they have and the contribution that they can give for Indonesia, I believe our country, Indonesia, will be a better country in the future. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's build this country to be better by the power of Indonesian youth. I'm proud to be Indonesian. That's all from me. Thank you for your kind attention. I'm sorry for any mistakes that I did. Once again, thank you.
Michelle Afek Mambu from Surabaya. How many population in Indonesia?
In 2010, there were 237,641,326 population.
Okay, I already forgot. Susah sekali. Okay, kita langsung ke judges. Justin Roberts, please.
Yes, okay. Yeah, very good speech. Thank you for that. At the beginning of your speech, you mentioned being proud of Indonesia and buying Indonesian products, locally made products.
Yes.
Can you give me some examples of Indonesian products that we should buy rather than buying foreign brands?
Okay. As you know, Indonesia is very famous about its batik. Do you know batik? Batik.
Oh, batik, yes.
Yeah, batik. So, in any occasion or event, we can try to use more batik than like dress or anything you like. Then more use batik in any event is a good contribution, right? And other locally made products, for example, like you can buy, like just what President Jokowi did, he bought the locally made products shoes. Then, or even like famous people, they should wear like the famous brand of shoes. But our President Jokowi didn't do that. They buy the locally made products of shoes from the locally made from Indonesia. Thank you.
Good, thank you very much.
Yes, that's right. From Cibaduyut, our president used the shoes from Cibaduyut. You know Cibaduyut? Cibaduyut in Bandung. Cibaduyut, Cibaduyut, Cibaduyut di Bandung, Neng. Tahu nggak? Nggak tahu. Oh itu Cibaduyut. Jokowi itu kalau presiden kita kalau beli sepatu itu suka. Zakia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges, honorable audience, and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Faitliski Zakia, and I am from MTS Negeri Samarinda. Today, I would like to tell you all a speech entitled Embrace Youth and Become the Prideful Youth for Our Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, young age is commonly known as the age of finding the true identity in someone's life. Therefore, no wonder there are lots of youths that are confused on what they're going to be in their later life, because youth are thirsty for knowing new knowledge and experiences. The potential behind youth itself, ladies and gentlemen, is neither a concept nor a theory. It has been proven from time to time that youth has the capacity and the potential to make a change. For example, take a look at Indonesian youth back when Indonesia was still under Dutch colonization. The first president of Indonesia, Insinyur Soekarno, had shown as an actor of national movement in his age of 22 and was the leader for Partai Nasional Indonesia, or PNI for short, in his age of 26. This example has shown us that young age is not only a number, but inside of that number, there's a great potential to make change. Now we, as the next generation and hope of the nation, should keep these words in mind. We are the next leaders of our country. Embrace our young age as the age of learning, not as an excuse to do nothing. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, in this era, we are very lucky that we are no longer under colonization, which makes us have more opportunity to contribute for our country. We can bring our flag proudly knowing our achievements in national or international level, instead of wasting our age in a bad way, such as using drugs or being involved in a criminal circle or posting something stupid in social media, such as spreading hatred, hoax, hate speech, and setting a bad trend for other youths. We, as the next generation, should devote ourselves for the greater good. Ladies and gentlemen, now in order to be a great next generation for your country, there's a must thing that you must do. The first thing that you must do is believe in yourself, chase your dreams, and no matter how hard it is. The second thing that we must do is increase our capacity building. Now, there are a lot of ways that we can increase our capacity building. For example, joining your school club or extracurricular activities, scout programs, leadership camps, online tutoring websites, and many more. These platforms are the examples of the platforms that will widen our knowledge and allow us to encounter with people from diverse origins and cultures. The third and most important thing that we must do is never think about what the outcome will be and just focus. If we do believe in the saying, the result will never betray the effort, then we must put our maximum effort in what we are doing right now. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, nowadays there are a lot of examples of Indonesian youth that has made our country proud. For example, in the robotics world, we have Salman Krisnadi Widrasena, who won the gold prize in the Robotic Olympics held in South Korea. In the field of music, well, we have a lot of Indonesian musicians that are very talented and thrives in the international level. You must be familiar with names such as Agnes Monica, Rich Brian, Stephanie Potri, and Joy Alexander. In the field of acting, we have actors and actresses like Iko Uwais and Joe Taslim, who has played in a number of Hollywood movies. That is really awesome, right? These are really great achievements made by Indonesian youth. I am so very proud of this country. So proud. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, we as the next generation and hope of a nation should devote ourselves and realize our true identity. We should do everything we can in order to be proud of Indonesia. Be something that Indonesia will be proud of because you are the hope of Indonesia. Thank you. It was all for my speech. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pak Rizky Zakia, MTS Negeri Samarinda. Tepuk tangan boleh? Oh, kurang kenceng. Bagus, great. Alright, langsung kita ke judge. Boleh kayaknya Tessa, please.
Thank you. Yeah, nice speech. Yeah, it was really nice to see your passion for your country. That's really inspiring. So let's focus on you as an individual. What are your plans or ambitions for the future, maybe in terms of goals or career? What would you like to do for yourself in the future?
Thank you for the question. My ambition when I get older, I want to be a social figure or a public speaker to make everyone realize their true potential. I want to make everyone in Indonesia, especially youth, realize their true potential by helping them increase their talent and showing them the right things to do when they are young, so they are not influenced by bad behaviors such as drugs or criminals or something negative like that. I don't want youths to be negative. I want them to be a greater and better generation in the future, so that they are better than the generation we have now.
Great, excellent, thank you.
Oke, thank you Tessa French. Oke, kamu mau jadi public speaker seperti itu ya, jadi motivator.
Yeah.
Kamu harus, kalau mau jadi motivator, kamu harus bisa bilang lihat kamera itu dan katakan itu. Ya, itu. Nah, gitu ya, bisa ya. Tapi kamu kurang meyakinkan matanya. Itu. Nah, gitu ya. Ya, gitu. Alright, kalau gitu. Tepuk tangan sekali lagi untuk Pak Rizky Zakia dari Samarinda.
Today, I would like to deliver a speech about what contribution can the youth make for a better and greater of Indonesia. So, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia, the nation that had many various cultures, rich in nature and rich in human resources. But one thing that always stuck in my mind, with so many things that we have right now, what have we done to contribute for a better and greater of Indonesia? Sadly, many of you in this generation have a poor awareness to make Indonesia as a developed nation. We are the generation that wants everything to be simple, which is care for ourselves. I stand right here, speaking in front of you to open your mind that Indonesia needs us, Indonesia needs this generation to move forward to develop education, creativity, humility, and many things that can make Indonesia as a better nation than now. My friends, heroes has fought for us. So please appreciate it by maintaining this freedom and this richness. Ladies and gentlemen, I exactly know the next question that you think right now. The question is, so what the contribution can we as youths make for a better and greater of Indonesia? Only need one word to answer this. Are you getting curious? The answer is nation. N-A-T-R-O-N. And for never silent to make many advances for this nation. A, for agent of change, who can make change to build a better quality of education, economic, humanity, in everything. T, for transform ourselves to be a person who have high awareness to make Indonesia as a developed nation. I, integrity in everything. to make us as a leader that made achievement for this nation. Oh, for open our mind that Indonesia need us as an important human resources. And the last one, and nationally always in our heart. Give all love and devoted to our lovely nation, Indonesia. So I would like to ask you, are you proud to be Indonesian? Do you want Indonesia to be a better nation? If it's not you, then who will be? We are the agent of change. We are the generation that Indonesia needs. We are the pride of this nation. My friends, there is no time to waste it. No time to just watch and just stay. If you want a better Indonesia, take an action. Give all our ability, strength, intelligence to our beloved nation, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, depending on our respective capabilities, we can do one or more, or even all of the following acts. Don't worry about whether or not our effort will be rewarded with success. What's important is we do what we can. And remember, doing the right thing is its own reward. I think that's all my speech. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.
Amanda Sela Sadina, SMP Negeri 1 Palembang. Mana suaranya Palembang? Wow, good, perfect. Tuh kamu lagi mencalonkan diri sebagai anggota ini ya, wakil rakyat ya? Sana ya foto kamu ini luar biasa. Oke, sekarang langsung kita beralih kepada judge. Boleh Michael, please.
It's a lovely speech, thanks very much. What do you think is the most important change that we can start making today for a better Indonesian future?
I think, as we know, there are many hopes of this we have so many. Almost of people always believe in hope. So, is that we have to change our opinion about. We must search about the truth, not accept the issues easily. So, I think that's it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, talking about hopes, right? Thank you, Michael Miller. Oke, terima kasih banyak.
Good morning, the honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cecilia Kaisa Fiorenza, and I am from Susran Junior High School in Rokertok. Today, let's talk about contribution that youth can make. As the citizens of Indonesia, it is our responsibility for making contribution to our country. Indonesia is our country, so it is our duty as the youth of Indonesia to contribute without being told to. The question is, how do you contribute? Back then when Indonesia was colonized, people are contributing by fighting for Indonesia through war. But now that the war has ended and Indonesia is independent, what contribution can the youth make for a better and greater of Indonesia? There are many things that youth can do actually. We can contribute through achievement, technologies, culture, and many more. As a student, we can contribute through our achievement by doing something that we love most and improve our skills so that we can be useful for Indonesia. Like the Resident Children Choir, for example, or TRCT, who had won several international competitions, which is awesome, right? We can also start by doing simple things for Indonesia. For example, using less plastic and throwing our garbage to its rightful place. Because as we all know, right now, Indonesia is having too much garbage. And by doing this, it's the same as contributing for Indonesia by keeping it clean. Sounds pretty easy, right? But is it easy? Because believe me, it is easier to be said than to be done. If we want to contribute to Indonesia, first we need to have a strong commitment, discipline, and most importantly, a high sense of love for Indonesia. Like Lalu Muhammad Zohri, the first ever Indonesian world champion runner in 2018, who who practiced every single day for the sake of bringing championship to Indonesia. He's not rich. His house was pretty small. He never even wore shoes when he practiced because he couldn't afford them. But because of his spirit and love for Indonesia, and because he practiced every single day, he was able to become the first ever Indonesian world champion runner in 2018. We can also follow the example of Mrs. Mulyani, who used to be the director of World Bank. But because our president, Mr. Jokowi, asked her to become the Minister of Finance in Indonesia, she chose to go back to Indonesia to become the Minister of Finance. Even though her salary as the director in World Bank is far more greater than our president's salary, she chose to go back to Indonesia. Why? Because she loves this country, because she loves Indonesia, because Indonesia is her home. Another way to contribute to this fact that is no less important is to master a foreign language, especially English, which is our international language. If we master English, we can connect with the international world. We can absorb information and knowledge, which is certainly available in English. So I am grateful to Erlangga who has held this event, which makes us, the Indonesian youth, to be more eager to master English. Thank you, Erlangga. Remember, everyone, we are the next generation who will lead this country. Love Indonesia. Take part to make it better and greater. As the closing of my speech, I would like to remind you of a quote that Mr. Habibie used to say. If not us, Indonesian youth, who will build Indonesia, then who? Don't expect the others to come and build our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Habibie had passed away, but everything that he had done for Indonesia will never be forgotten. My name is Cecilia Kalisafirenza, and I would like to apologize if I said something offensive. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Erlangga, for this event and opportunity. Again, my name is Cecilia Kalisafirenza, and I love Indonesia.
Yes, I love Indonesia. Damn, I love Indonesia. Daniel Mananta itu, Daniel Mananta. Damn, I love Indonesia. Damn means Daniel Mananta. Ya, damn, I love Indonesia. Baik, langsung saja ke Judge. Okay, your turn. Who will ask the question?
Congratulations, good speech, well delivered. And of course you mentioned how important speaking English these days. So your English is very impressive. Can you tell me how you learned English and perhaps give the audience tips on how to improve their English?
How I learned English? Well, actually, I learned English since I was 2 years old. My dad used to make me watch Teletubbies and Strawberry Shortcake. Some of you might know, some of you might not. And from then on, actually, I think English is pretty interesting, and I love to learn more about English. When I was a first grader in elementary school, I'm not so good at speaking English, but after then I grew up, and I started to learn more about English through technologies. I searched Google, I watched YouTube, I watched movie that is in English with Indonesian subtitles. Yes. And then I also learned English from my teacher, Mrs. Rihanna, who is also my coach. And basically, I learned English from movies, from dictionaries sometimes, from internet, and yeah, I guess that's it. And from my dad. Hi, Dad.
Did you where's your dad?
Right there.
Oh, hi. All right.
There it is. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Good, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your question, Judge. Alright, ya, belajar dari sosial platform kayak YouTube. But you don't forget your local language.
Oh,
Bisa ngomong Jawa.
oh iso.
Sega karo ST 5.000.
Alah, orang 5.000, 12.000 beon mas iki kok.
Wah, larang 12.000.
Larang, iya larang.
Sega karo ST karo udut 5.000 wae ya.
Iya, ST 5.000-an lho.
Waduh, piye iki? Wah, udah cukup. Oke, langsung dulu ya. Alright, good from Purwokerto. Sekali lagi tepuk tangannya untuk Cecilia Kalisafirenza. membuat bahasa daerah menjadi mendunia, ya kan? Bahasa Inggris dipakai di hampir semua negara, banyak negara. Kita bikin orang Perancis belajar ngapak, ya kan? Orang Perancis. Can you speak Japanese language a little bit, Judge? Sorry? Use your microphone. Wow! Perfect! Perfecto! Kulo boten ngertos. Yes. A Japanese language with a little bit touch of English, right? Kulo boten ngertos means I don't know. Yes, itu artinya saya tidak tahu. Kulo boten ngertos. Yes. Tetap ya, R-nya itu kalau orang native memang ngertos. Kulo, okay, thank you. Belajar dari mana? When did you learn kulo boten ngertos? Who teach you?
Purwokerto.
Purwokerto. From Purwokerto.
I went on a tour culinaire.
Sorry, went to?
Culinary tour.
Culinary. Oh yeah, warteg. You know warteg? Get raw. You know get raw? Get raw is warteg, but you read from the backside. Warteg, W-A-R-T-E-G, and you read it from behind. Get raw. That's a good joke, right? Get raw. Where do you go for it? I will go to get raw. Warteg, local food, Indonesian local food. Jokes bahasa Inggris susah ya, alamak. Get raw. Okay, from Purwokerto, we are moving to one of the well-known city in Indonesia. Who knows? Bali. Please welcome Putu Narain Kartini and Masna from SMP Region School, Bali.
Honorable judges and welcoming audience, I am Kian from Bali, and let me tell you that it is very devastating to see many students skip school on Tuesday, 24th of September 2019, in order to join a demonstration that they don't even know. Unfortunately, public properties were destroyed by the students, and violence occurred to the students and to the police as well. This action is not contributing for a better and greater Indonesia, and also is not making Indonesia a safe place for us to live. Is this the youth or future generation that Indonesia wants? Youth is the key for a better and greater Indonesia. Even Sukarno, our first president, believes that statement. He once said, "Give me 1,000 old men, I will undoubtedly rip Semeru from its roots. Give 10 youth, I will undoubtedly shape the world." So what are the contributions that youth can make for a better and greater Indonesia? As I've just stated during my introduction, students was misled by irresponsible people that spread misleading information asking students to join the demonstration. The biggest issue with our youth right now is that they have a bad mindset. Now what causes them to have a bad mindset? A low literacy level. Students either rarely reads or even never reads. And in fact, Indonesia ranks second, lowest in terms of reading interest. A study shown by UNESCO in 2016. So as we all know, the problem that causes the bad mindset is a low literacy level. So how do we solve that problem? By improving the level of our literacy. Some of the benefits of literacy is first, improving our decision-making skill. Second, creating creative generations. And third, improving us on creating a wider perspective. Though, there has been a solution on how to improve the level of our literacy, which is school literacy movement, where each student reads a book for 15 minutes before class starts. But the problem with this movement is that students can read any book they want. Comics of Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, you name it. The problem here is that some books will not be as effective as we expect it to be. Fortunately, I do have an idea on how to make this movement as effective as we expect it to be. And that is to let the school choose the book by design. Now, what I mean by this is that schools should choose a specific book for students to read. For instance, a biography of B.J. Habibie. And there's already a book about him called Decisive Moments, Indonesia's Long Road Towards Democracy. It teaches us about struggles, his past, and moral lessons. We can take invaluable life lessons from those heroic people. It brings us closer to a historical perspective and promotes self-discovery. Or each student can bring their own newspaper to school. Now the impact for youth by reading this kind of book is that they can have the mindset of being a better person from the person that they have read about. For example, they can have the mindset of like, oh, in the future I want to become B.J. Habibie, where I can build advanced technology that can make Indonesia great. Now by reading newspapers, we can know what is going on in our country. And by knowing this, we can know what to do in the future. If, for example, we know our country's economy is slowly going down, they can have the mindset of being an entrepreneur to help close the gap of unemployment and help make the economy stable. It will not only enhance your knowledge about general information, but it will likewise improve your language skills. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is the main point that I'm trying to say here? If we want to help our country for it to become greater and better, we must develop our literacy skills to achieve decision-making skills, leadership skills, being innovative and creative. These are all 21st century life skills that our youth needs. We must first develop ourselves in order to contribute to our country, for it to become greater and better. Therefore, I suggest you all to stop thinking. Start doing and take command of your life for a better and greater Indonesia. Thank you for listening. And remember, keep spreading the word.
Yes!
Butuh malaikat sekian Mas Nam from Bali. That's perfect. Go Bali, go Bali, go. Go Bali, go. Alright, Judge, it's your turn. Test.
Very inspiring, but a nice speech.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a really important message, you know, reading as much as possible, a wide variety of books as possible. Could you tell us any of your favorite books that you've read?
My favorite book is a novel, which is a series called The Land of Stories. The concept of the book is basically two siblings going into a magical fantasy world, and then they have to like fight against these magical creatures. And then the moral story is that it teaches us that two siblings, they can work together, they can fight against these magical monsters, even though they have been captured, they have been trapped into the dungeon, they can still work together, they have not given up, and they still fight together to fight those magical creatures. And it really does inspire me.
Sounds like a great book.
Thank you.
Alright, perfect. Sekarang kita berangkat untuk Putu Narain Kartikeyan Masna dari Bali. High five bro. Good luck. Silakan kembali ke tempat kamu. So now we have the last finalist for this section for the junior high school. Langsung saja kita akan sambut peserta dari Medan. Yes. Horas bah. Horas bah. Ya. Dari Medan, please welcome Elvina Linggo, SMP Methodist Charles Wesley, Medan.
Once upon a time, I walked into my classroom, and my teacher told us, you, and you, all of you will be the future of Indonesia. Now, I thought about this, but having lived here for 14 years, I keep asking myself, do we really think that way? Do we really think that we can make Indonesia a better place? A very good morning to everyone, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to invite everyone here to take a look around us. What do you see? Well, what I see is people of different skin colors, people of different religions, and people of different races. And yet, we're all sitting next to each other, being completely normal. Why? Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is what makes Indonesia, Indonesia. A country of millions of people, thousands of islands, hundreds of tribes. Indonesia is a country with great potential, with plenty of natural resources and abundance of human resources. We could easily be one of the most powerful countries in the world. The question is, why are we not? Now, people tend to say that education is the key for a better and greater Indonesia. However, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think so. Don't get me wrong, education is important, but what people are lacking is moral education. Think of it. Without the right mindset, without the right mentality, without being able to differentiate between what's right and what's wrong, ladies and gentlemen, education would be useless. Now, I'm a student myself. However, last week I saw on social media thousands of students protesting against the government, throwing rocks at the buildings, burning police cars, causing chaos on the streets, and people are terrified. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not something we should be proud of. And the saddest thing about this, they're all students, they're educated young generations who are thought to be the future of Indonesia. It's true, we the youths have to be politically aware, but that is not demonstration, that is intimidation. It makes me wonder what actually triggers this self-taught violence. Could it be money? Or are people simply misusing their freedom of speech? Ladies and gentlemen, news is like wildfire. When something is lit, even if it's very, very small, it spreads very, very fast at a very quick pace. Even if it's fake, it spread overnight. But the problem is, people become the wildfire themselves. Majority of Indonesian citizens blindly listen, take in, and believe in dozens of fake news that rally our people against our people. And worst of all, people are ignorant. We may be naive, ladies and gentlemen, but ignorance is a choice. One may not think, one may not care, but one has to know that to make a better Indonesia, the people have to be united. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage everyone here to put out your opinions. Demonstration? Go ahead. But shoving violence to the face of the law while asking for peace? That is no longer the spirit of democracy. That is debasing our own country. Now, I'm a firm believer that everything starts within us, ourselves, our mentality, our mindset. So let's do our country a favor. Grab a newspaper or two, or maybe stop believing in things that you don't genuinely think are true. But most importantly, focus on being a better version of yourselves. Because when you are a better version of yourself, when we are a better version of ourselves, we're one step closer to making Indonesia a better place. Indonesia, from our people, by the people, for the people. My name is Elvina. Thank you so much, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention.
Elvina Ligo Medan. Tepuk tangan sekali lagi untuk Elvina. Alright,
speech. Thanks again. My question to you is about our right to have a voice, especially young people's right to have a voice. And as you pointed out, protests can sometimes be not such a good idea because they can escalate quite quickly. So people can go from having a peaceful protest to find themselves in a situation that's no longer safe. What forum do you think is the best thing that we can use so that the youth of today can have their voice heard, but without necessarily putting themselves in a dangerous situation?
Well, this may sound cliche, but I think social media helps us to spread the word. Because I don't think violence is the way to express our feelings, express our opinions and thoughts. So sharing what you think on social media might create a huge impact on Indonesia.
Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you Jas, Michael Winner. Thank you juga untuk semua yang di sini. Elvina semangat ya. Oke, semoga kamu jadi juara ya. Silakan kembali Elvina Linggo dari SMP Methodist Charles Wednesday Medan. So now it's time for us to take a little break. We have a break until